Alright everybody, we have the equipment we need, we have the personnel we need, and at this point all we have to do is launch the final mission to the network tower and do a quick run to the base and we're good to go. So if we briefly review, obviously unfortunately two fallen soldiers, Christian Bonnet and Joseph Salty Joe Effinger.
Word is spreading of XCOM's great
Rip.
success in wiping another
I do want to see what the snipers are looking like. So Walter's sitting at 31 missions and 138 kills.
turning the tide against our evil overlords.
Brian is sitting at 30 missions and 150 kills. So it would be fair to say we have a shit ton of damage done with our snipers. And we have basically all the research projects we care about. And at this point we're just going to launch and go for broke. So, network tower, we're gonna buy all of these because why not? Like, we have more than enough intel.
Commander, once we move
9 enemies, seems fine. And we're launching the final assault. Let's do it.
We should only deploy once we're fully prepared. Be aware, we'll be working with limited personnel for the next operation, Commander. If we're going to infiltrate the Advent network tower, we'll have to use a smaller squad. Try to draw less attention to ourselves than we all.
Oh, it doesn't have the +1 squad size. Unfortunate. I thought we would have the +1 squad size. Well, Daniel James is tired anyway, so we're gonna go, which I didn't realize. We're gonna like slightly adjust. That was not what we meant to do. Hold on, we'll like.
Sky Ranger deployed. In position to drop.
Because like. Because what's going on? Like we can't X out. Fuck. Because we can't afford to get. I don't want to get anybody injured. But unfortunately, that just happened. Like I hit the wrong button, so. We're launching Z instead of Chelsea Scott. I don't think it should be a problem, but who knows. Like I think we're gonna be fine. I could have sworn that you could take 4 if you had enough intel, and we had all the intel in the world, so I don't know why we weren't allowed to take 4. But that might have been from XCOM2 as opposed to that might have been like an XCOM2 thing that they took out with War of the Chosen. So we have 9 enemies total. And then hit the tower, then we launch mission, and then we're good to go. But yeah, I could have sworn you could take 4 on the tower mission. Or maybe it's like 2 + 1, but like I could have sworn it was 2 + 2. Or it was like 3 + 1 if you had the intel. And of course we misclicked, so we have Z instead of Chelsea, but we still have Nick and Fish. I have no fucking clue what the game was doing there. Seems fine. Okay. So, but Fish has most psionic powers, he doesn't have Dominate. Z has a crazy number of abilities, and Nick White is still pretty good. Like, okay, so we have Archon. Yeah.
Affirmative. Moving to Overwatch.
Alright. The Archons are just going to vibrate in place. Void Rift is probably the opener we go with here. Because Fish does have Insanity, so he should get like to target Insanity. He should have Insanity and Rupture, right? Yeah, he has Insanity and Rupture. Or it's not Rupture, it's Schism.
Moving to designated coordinates.
But we're going to set up in a position where both Z and Nick have good visibility on targets.
Rolling.
We're going to open it up with a Void Rift, and we're going to call it here. Like squad targeting, squad blitz, or like squad video feed. Okay.
Affirmative. Covering now. I'm on it.
Okay. And we're in position. So we're going to yeet a Void Rift into these two Archons. Because it is a pretty good opener. We only need like one good secondary effect to cripple one of them, and we're good to go. Looks like we get a secondary. Mind control resisted, but he does get disoriented, takes extra damage, and he's ruptured. Does he get the other one? Oh, it looks like he gets the other one too. Panicked. He does resist the mind control. He does take more damage. Alright. So they're both ruptured, which means they both take additional damage. Oh, this guy panics. Nice. Doesn't hit his buddy though. So they're both heavily disoriented. Nick? Wait, what? What is this? Running gun blitz. Take any non-move action after dashing. Oh, that's cool. Alright, so can we get a grenade to hit both of them? I think we can. I think we just had the positioning for it, actually. Just drop it in the door. Come on. Like, I think moving his position... Oh, he hasn't concealed... Oh, he hasn't actually broke concealment yet. Interesting. I guess he stays concealed. Okay. It's kind of interesting. I don't really care about him breaking concealment, but I do want to get a grenade on both of them because they are both ruptured. And they take significant amounts of damage from getting ruptured. Like significant extra damage. So like Nick could just kill both of them right now.
Absolutely.
There he is.
They're on to me.
Fine. Because you're gonna sword slash him anyway. Left him at 1. Makes me sad. And this is a no timer mission, so I think we just chill and let Fish get Void Rift back. Just 2 down, 7 to go. Unfortunately, Daniel James wasn't available, and he's the one with Dominate. Fish hadn't trained it yet. So, Void Rift. Void Rift is a 5-turn cooldown. Alright, so maybe we don't just like chill for Void Rift. Move a little bit forward. Because we still have stuff like Null Lance. We still have Stasis. Like we still have a lot of useful powers. We're not entirely dependent on Void Rift. So I'm not like... I'm not gonna like sit here for 5 turns. We're not trying to kill the Archon in one go, so like I don't care enough to try to chill. Just because Void Rift isn't that important. It's just nice to have.
I'm trusting you here.
So we got spots. Drop it in segment. Seems fine. Okay, Fish can see from here because of squad targeting. Got it. Can Z slash from here? Z can slash from here, which is an auto kill. So we're gonna have that happen.
Only the best.
Yes, we pick something up. Neat. Probably not gonna be too terribly useful. Yeah, Illyrium Core. Not even a little. Okay, so we trigger 2 more enemies. We don't trigger 2 more enemies. Because we have better vision than they do. Awesome. That's fine. So we'll pull Z back.
Not a problem.
Okay. Nick, 58% to shred. Yeah, we'll just dump weapon. Yeah, we got some nice armor shred. We'll just have Fish stasis them. Stasis. Yeah, there's not really anything else I want to do at this point, so we'll just stasis. We'll take this nice and slow. Insanity will have a rupture effect, so we'll take additional damage. Increases the likelihood of a kill. Resist the mind control, he does get disoriented. So even if we fail to kill him, we're not actually that worried. But we do kill him. So it switches to the robot.
I definitely got that one.
So we back Z.
Could use some ammo over here.
No. No, we're backing Z off. We don't really need, we don't need to kill this robot like right now.
Heading out.
And we don't want to risk like triggering the other group. Have him go on Overwatch, the robot will run towards us, Z will smack it with the bolt caster. We're nowhere near close enough for it to actually attack anyone. So, should be fine. This should hit. This thing's defense is shit. Yeah. Oh, it didn't... We weren't visible to it. Did it just regain all of his hit points? I am confused. No, he didn't. Okay. The game was just being confused for a minute, and I'm like, alright, that's fine. So... Except Nick, cut him in half, and then just chill for a turn. We needed to wait for the poison to go away anyway, because it's all over the place.
Guns dry. Locked and loaded. Got it covered.
I kind of want to get you off of this burning building.
Problem, boss. Got it covered.
So, we do have a spotting advantage on the aliens at this point. I'm thinking we just use it to circumnavigate these two. Because we've already killed most of the aliens.
Sure thing.
Well, we killed 4. There's 9. There's 2 more over there. So that means there's a pot of 3 probably by the thing. Which is fine.
Okay, I'll go.
Alright, Nick will just go over here and reload after Fish moves.
I can handle that.
Yeah. So Fish will just chill over here and Nick will reload.
I'm ready.
But I'm thinking if we can circumvent him, I'm fine just circumventing him. It's like, no need to risk it. Like, Z getting injured would be a significant problem at this point.
On my way.
Because that's a big part of my strat going into, like, the final mission.
That's one of their transmitters. They didn't
I was like, where did he spot something? I'm like, no.
tech involved.
The design may be a function of the network itself. The amount of psionic energy filtered through that system is beyond measure.
Fish.
Seems doable.
Go here and join them. And I'm okay if we can get through this encounter without ever having to fight those guys, because, really, it doesn't serve anything to fight them. I don't need XP. I don't need XP, I don't need corpses, don't need equipment, don't need anything they could possibly give me. Okay.
Not a problem.
So, he doesn't see anything, cool.
I'm going.
And we'll move in on door next turn. Assuming you don't see anything, we'll then stack up. We'll stack up next turn, so.
Moving to Overwatch. On Overwatch.
Because I'm fine not picking a fight with a Muton and a Spectre. Like, the Muton we could probably kill pretty casually, but like, the Spectre can be annoying with only a 3-man team.
No problem, boss.
That scared the shit out of me. Like, that was a very dramatic way to open that door, Fisher. Probably should have Nick White set up on that side, if I'm being completely honest, because he does have the ability to shoot a grenade and not in his turn. But it's fine. Alright. Open door next turn. Should be a pod of 3 enemies of the relay. Should be it, unless the other Muton and the Spectre join. Should. Hopefully it's not something too crazy. Like, the double Archons was kind of obnoxious, but like the Andromeda and the Snake Man was pretty easy. Oh, it's us. Alright. Open door, fish. What you got? Is that actually how the door opens? Seriously? Okay. Okay, so this door is also closed. Well,
I guess that'll be okay.
second verse, same as the first. We're gonna stack up here. And this time we are gonna have Nick White with the best angle into the room, so that he can potentially grenade and then heavy weapon or double grenade.
Absolutely.
And Zeal just stand here in front of the door, ready to go in. Alright.
Got it covered. What was that sound?
Yeah, I know. There's probably aliens like 5 feet away from you. It's fine. Like, what was that sound? It's like, it's the aliens. It's definitely the aliens. Alright, Nick. Open door. Is this seriously how doors open? This is annoying.
Target in range. Move to hack the command console. Set him up, knock him down.
Okay.
Rolling
What
out.
if we just run over and hack right now?
I'll try to hack it.
Okay. I guess we only fight 4 out of the 9 enemies? I'll take it. Sure.
Got it.
Is that it?
Status confirmed. We have control of the network tower. The signal is going out.
I'll take it. Alright. This network tower down. Now we're going to the main mission. Make sure we get everything right. We do prep. We'll be asked to go through all of this and mess that up.
Firebrand has cleared the perimeter, sir. Meeting limited resistance.
Well done, Doctor.
Yes, it would appear the feedback pulse is having the intended effect.
Shen, status. Did it work?
Advent assures us this breakthrough will be
See if
available
War of the
to
Chosen
all
changes up the last
citizens
mission at all.
immediately. We go live
Last
with
mission
a
is not
speak
like...
or more.
It's not pushover, but it's not exactly the hardest until you get to the final boss.
20 years we have
The final
put
boss,
our
if you know the
trust
gimmick, isn't that
in
bad?
Advent, in the elders, because we believed a better future is possible for all. Today, that trust, that belief has been rewarded. Advent peacekeeping forces are traveling across the world carrying the greatest gift from the elders. A revolutionary gene therapy, yes, but so much more. This is an end to disease, to decay, to pain. The beginnings of a new tomorrow.
How does, like, nobody tell him this is
available to
happening?
all of us today.
Or like the rest of Advent playing a practical joke on this guy.
Humanity
It's like, man, it's gonna be such shit when that guy turns around. His face will be priceless. Alright, yeah.
Excellent work, Commander. Your efforts in the field have certainly encouraged the crew.
Alright. And here we go.
This is it, Commander. It's time we put an end to this, once and for all.
Showing 26 enemies. Seems fine. Let's make sure... Okay. Just making sure Z didn't get, like, tired or something from that. I mean, he barely did anything, but alright. So, 26 enemies. Fascinating. Andromedan Codex Sectopod. Elite Shield Bearer. Okay. Sectoid? Muton. Berserker. Gatekeeper. Got it. Pretty good cadre of enemies. Wounded soldiers are allowed, so we got Walter, Brian, Brian. Review. We're gonna put Charles in. We have Jordan, which is what we want, but we are gonna put in Charlie Hicks as the other side because he has everything trained, and slightly hurt. And that is everybody. Everybody's got their equipment. Actually, nope. Everybody does not have their equipment. Just for this mission, I'm gonna have each of the Rangers take along a med kit. Because I do want some mulligans for at least some stupid mistakes.
There. I've infused this material with the entire.
I want to be able to fix 2 mistakes.
DNA. We won't get another chance at this.
Final connection is set. Power levels adequate. One more look at the buffer.
What's this?
You go over this thing 50 times.
This is not exactly a consumable-based team. This is a cooldown-based team. So we do have the advantage in that because there's no timer, we can't just kind of take our time on this. And that's certainly what we're going to do. We're at the end of probably about 30 hours of gameplay. We'll take our time and do it right.
Initiating network connection.
Give them hell.
Gate is primed and ready, sir.
Patch me through. All right, people. The world got its wake-up call.
And the commander also gives us another cooldown-based ability that we can use, obviously. Although his mind control is temporary, which is dumb.
They've got a full-fledged war on their hands now. While the aliens struggle to contain our world, we're gonna make a move on theirs.
We are going to save the mind control until we get to the final boss fight
But you're used to
on the 2 psychers. You have one that you can use all mission.
Never gave up the fight. You are
And
XCOM.
it behaved very weird the last time I did this when I tried to bring people that were already mind controlled into the arena. So we're not going to mind control anybody until we get to the final boss fight. Then we're going to mind control them and use them.
Commander.
Did we get an Advent Lancer? I don't think we did. I don't think it's possible. But if we did, he's killing the final avatar.
No way of knowing if they detect our presence yet.
Such loss, such needless waste. You force our hand, yet still we offer peace. Rejoin us, and your world will be spared.
whole last mission reminds me of Enemy Within, because in Enemy Within you had like the same setup. You had like a menagerie of aliens that you have to fight through. That looked like an encounter almost instantly. No, I guess it was just some weird lag. But Enemy Within had the same thing. Like they would like narrate as you like walk through a menagerie of enemies.
Moving to position.
Only those enemies were a little easier to deal with than these.
I'm going.
Like the menagerie from that game was actually like set up in these like weird encounters that actually weren't that hard to manage. Whereas this is more
What's over there?
just serious combat encounters.
Was ist da drüben?
Jordan, let's go. Probably could have traded out the Between the Eyes, but I don't think there was anything really that useful that I could have traded out for.
Not a problem.
Alright.
Moving to Overwatch. Scanning Gebiet. I'm on it. Moving to Overwatch. Scanning. Got it covered.
Yeah. That's nice.
Not too shabby.
So apparently that was like some kind of simul shot, so it didn't get a chance to split, so that's pretty cool. That was a pretty good one. Miss. That hit. Miss. Alright, so Andromeda's pretty fucked up. Possibly in robot form. Yep, all the way into robot form.
By the numbers. Hostiles got me flanked.
Alright, so the Codex has been covered by the deaths of the other Codex and the Andromedan. So we're at 23 enemies after this encounter. Got it. Question is, do we go for a one-shot kill? I think we do. Oh my god. Shut up.
Understand it. Our intentions for your world were never hostile. They are still not. You are part of us.
They actually expect us to buy any of this?
More distrust. Perhaps you would find more reassurance in our methods if
I'm hoping that moving laterally doesn't expose new enemies, and it doesn't like does 72% critical. Although it could just hit with a high normal damage roll, knocks them out. So we don't have to worry about it. Works for me. Gets implacable, might as well back off a little.
Whatever you say.
Alright. And oh yeah, this is mechanical. Just shoot it with a pistol, honestly. Like, I think you just kill it. Or no, the sniper rifle has blue screen too. Yeah, just do that. Fuck. Works.
X-ray neutralized.
Alright. So, seems like that is going to be a chill and Overwatch.
Absolutely.
The only cooldown we use is running gun. We're down to 23 enemies. Got it.
Okay, I'll go.
You don't reload because you have free reloads. This will go over here.
Wird schon nichts passieren. Bestätigt. Überwachung läuft.
You'll Overwatch. You will reload because I'm pretty sure big guy's gun, yeah. Warlock's gun is not free to reload. Commander might as well reload. Which one? Yeah, mind control, no lance, and a special kind of void rift that's even more powerful. Okay. And then move forward next turn. Let's see what we got. One running gun is not really enough for me to like chill and hang back. Like, it's not that desperate, so. We'll walk forward, see if we see another encounter, instead of just waiting for that. If I had burned some, like, much higher end consumables or abilities, I would be...
No problem, boss.
That did look like a trigger. What do we got? What do you see, Charles? Yep. A 3. So we're gonna be at 20 after this encounter. Shield bearer, sectopod. Well, we do have somebody who specializes in sectopods. Like way the hell back here. If we can't find a way to tie up 2 shield bearers and a sectopod, we have other problems. Oh, can't get sight there. That's fine. We can just have them go up here and inspire them. Because a fan the hammer should get him regardless. Nice shot, Charles.
You know that was good.
Okay, there's Avatar. Here and we got the bond thing, but I'd rather just give you an extra action with Inspire because that's a cooldown, and then Fan the Hammer, which should auto kill the Sectopod. Like I think min damage for a Fan the Hammer is a dead Sectopod. If it's not, we can like null lance it or something. It's not a big deal. Yeah. So we got that guy. Commander. Commander can hit him. He does. Cool. So we have used an Inspire and a Fan the Hammer. Nothing too bad. Charles running guns probably still on cooldown. Fan the Hammer has a decently long cooldown. It's not forever though. Inspire, I can't remember what Inspire is. Alright, we'll just move people up in the open because we don't have a good place to get cover, and I would rather have Overwatch than not Overwatch.
Overwatch. Bitte Feuerschutz. Got it covered.
And you're the only one left, so we'll just end turn because we don't want to use the Implacable for anything. Okay, so down to 20. Start sneaking our way through here. Okay. So yeah, we have 3 turns left before we have Fan the Hammer.
On the move.
But as long as we have lightning reflexes, and potential inspires, we should still have enough firepower to take down singular large enemies. As long as you don't see a group of large enemies, it's not really going to be an issue. Charles, yeah, inspires a 3, so it's not too bad. Before I have him run, we're going to chill everybody else up.
Okay, yeah.
And this is going to be a reload turn.
On my way.
Like, we are going to advance our position because we're not like desperately low on resources, but this is generally going to be a reload turn.
I'm trusting you here.
Obviously, except for the guy that has a free reload, that has like 4 free reloads. Alright, so now we got everybody, so let's move up Charlie. Chill him here.
Already there.
Yeah, let's just go down the line. Okay, so Commander reloads. Charles definitely reloads because he's actually done a fair amount of shooting at this point. We will have Brian reload his sniper just in case we need it. Z is fine, Walter is fine, Jordan, we are going to have reload just for the hell of it.
Moving overwatch. Scanning.
So Walter and Z covering, and move out next turn. We don't have a lot of great options to move up, but Charles can get all the way up here. Get us some good sight. See what happens. Doesn't see anything. Commander's Avatar. And we're going to save things like Wraith Form and Grappling Hooks till the final battle, unless we just really need the positioning that we get from them. Vandal. Move Z up here. That looked like he spotted something. No? Oh, yeah, he did. Is that seriously 4 sectoids? Okay. So 16. Current count. I feel like the commander just, like, fucking obliterates these assholes. We just call that, right? Because, like... Can't he hit all of them? Yeah, he can't hit all. Fuck it. See if he just gets all of them by himself. Yep, all but one. And Charles will automatically kill him because he can shot that one. But he criticals for 16 just because why not? Okay. And so using the commander's Void Rift is a considerable cooldown, but if we can end an entire encounter basically with just that, we're good. It was kind of weird, like, when I saw, like, on the list, I was like, sectoid. I don't see that many sectoids on this mission. Apparently there was just a pod of 4 of them. Like, realistically, I'm not sure how 4 sectoids is supposed to be an obstacle to the player at this point, because, like, you should be able to go through those little shits like candy. So, like, I don't know why that would be a thing. But it was.
On Overwatch.
Okay.
On Overwatch. Overwatch.
And you'll just make sure nobody else. Yep, nobody else. You'll just go in place. I don't want you to move from implacable off that. Yeah, as it detonates. Whee! Because of course it detonates. Okay.
Heading out.
See anything? Nope. Does Charles see anything? Nope. Alright, let's go to the other side and grab Jordan. See if he sees anything. Because if he doesn't, we just move on. Nope. Alright, so we're just moving up. Seems good.
Not a problem.
We'll have Charles probably re-rack this turn. Not because I'm necessarily worried about him running out of ammo with 7 rounds in the next encounter, but because there's no reason not to.
No problem, boss.
The disruptor rifle that automatically hits psionic enemies should be pretty useful in the final battle. Okay, that's everybody, so where's Charles? Yeah, go ahead and throw another round in the chamber real quick. And everybody else, Overwatch.
Come get some. Give it fire shots. Overwatch. On Overwatch.
That's like part of the reason why we're trying to maintain a half decent, well, part of the reason why we can maintain a half decent pace is because we're trying to deal with these encounters as efficiently as possible. Like, we're dealing with most of them with like 2 soldiers, so.
Moving to position.
I don't know why I'm bothering to move him up here, but there's not really any cover in this immediate area, so like, eh. Doesn't spot anything.
you say.
Doesn't spot anything. Okay. So I guess we're just creeping.
Seems doable.
So
I'm trusting you here.
and move up to the next set of walls next turn. Should be able to make it. Yeah. Should be able to make it. I'm more iffy on Jordan just because he's like more off to the side than anyone else. It's the only reason why I'm like, "Grr." But he doesn't see anything. Okay.
Absolutely. Affirmative. Covering now. Moving to Overwatch. I'm on it.
Like, that is one of the weird things about XCOM, is like you can have scenarios where you're like functionally throwing on blinders. You're like, I want to literally see nothing right now so that I don't activate more enemies. I should be able to go up to this wall next turn and see what's in here. There's probably an encounter in there. Move Commander's avatar up first. That looked like an encounter. Yep, that's an encounter. 5. Wow! That is a hell of an encounter. 6. Jesus. Okay, so this is pretty severe. So, how many people can we no lance across? We can probably get like a good 2-piece if we need to. Just like planning. But yes. So, can we get rid of all of them? I think we can.
I guess that'll be okay.
So 6. This will put us down to 10 total. So we have flank shot at 98. Flank shot at 95. You can turn on serial. Where's Jordan? Okay, Jordan. This is going to be an interesting encounter. How far can we chuck this? Can we get 3? We can get 3. So we're definitely gonna stop after this for a minute because we're gonna burn a lot of cooldowns. Alright, Jordan. Secondaries, go. Got it, got one. Resist mind control, he does panic. Which means we might get a good panic response that helps us. Jordan gets a second, go Jordan. Obliterates one. Can you get 3 for 3? 3 for 3? 3 for 3. He's got it. Perfect. And now we get the panic response from the Andromedan. Even though that did nothing, that was still perfect. So now, we want to do the same thing with Charlie Hicks. Because again, like, we're about to just burn a shit ton of resources, and we have to kill everything in this encounter. Like, if we don't kill everything in this encounter, we're done anyway. But I think we can get 3 more. Yes. 3 more. Oh. I believe you have to be able to see... Ah, fascinating. There it is. Like, you have to be able to see the center point of the AoE, but like, just shifting it to one side or the other was enough. Okay, so, come on, Charlie. We definitely got at least one.
You know that was good.
Do we get a second? We get a second. Are we gonna get another 3 for 3 Void Rift? Mind control resisted. He is disoriented. Disoriented means he can't use any of his specials. All right. That was exactly what we needed. Okay, so you can shoot both of the Andromedans. We could activate Serial. We have enough resources that I'm not sure we need it though. Or, actually that's not entirely true. That's not entirely true because... Because we are about to pop both of these and get we got a free action from the hair trigger. Nice. Hopefully we can get the 76 from this. This is what I want. Got it. So now we get 100% on one of these to try and nail them. Free reload. Could just fire a pistol, do 12 damage to it. Yeah, we'll just fire a pistol at it. Like minimum 12 damage to it.
It has to be dead.
Okay. So Brian should be able to finish this guy off with just the fast hands, right? Well, mostly with the fast hands. Alright, so it's almost dead. So like everything else we do from now on is free. I believe there was another Muton that we lost sight of at one point. So I'm gonna have Z walk in to see if he can see it. No, he's dead. I think did we get a high damage roll on the Void Rift on him? Because I'm like trying to count corpses, yeah. Like I'm counting corpses, that's everybody. Okay. Alright, that was, alright, so we're good. Sure, fire sniper rifle, we'll finish him off. And we'll chill here. Alright. Chill here, we have a lot of cooldowns we need to reset, but we're fine. And we'll have you reload real quick. And nobody crosses the Z line, as we'll call it. Because we don't give extra sight. We do want to wait because, like, we bombed a shit ton of resources on that.
Just as we saw surrounding the gateway in the field, the alien flora seems to flourish in close proximity to the psionic fields passing.
We're at 10 enemies left.
Moving to Overwatch.
We have seen some pretty severe groups. Like, this mission has definitely been upped in difficulty. I am glad there's no time limit, because I definitely want to recover after that. That was a hell of a mission. That was a hell of an encounter. And we burned a lot of consumables on it. So...
On your order.
Well, not consumables, but like we burned a lot. We put a lot of abilities on cooldown for it.
Seems doable. On Overwatch. Scanning. Overwatch.
See, this Charlie Hicks will just snuggle up here, or not Charlie Jordan.
Fire shots.
And I'm gonna keep him pistol overwatching. Like I said, like he reloads for free, so like I don't want to. If I can get away with using a pistol, I'm going to get away with using a pistol. And I'm gonna check my psionic status. I'm gonna see like what they're looking at, because Void Rift is a 5-turn cooldown, so we might just like be overwatching for like 2 or 3 more turns. So what do we got? So Charles has everything. Commander's Avatar has everything. 4 turns for Void Rift, 3 turns for Serial, 2 turns for Hail of Bullets, 4 turns for Void Rift. Z's got everything. Brian is 2 turns for Fast Hands. We're definitely gonna just chill in place for 1 more turn.
Affirmative. Covering now.
It's like the size of these encounters has been creeping up pretty substantially. So I am concerned that we're about to hit something really big, and I want all of my cooldowns available for it. So we might just be chilling for a minute.
Come get some. Got it covered. Not lost.
If I might, I mean
Got it covered.
Overwatch time.
Overwatch.
Because like when the game is like, I'm gonna throw 4 Mutons and 2 Andromedons at you, like I would like all my cooldowns going forward if the next encounter is as big or bigger than that. Like the 4 sectoids is like a whatever, but that was actually a half decent encounter. We got some good RNG on the Void Rifts. Alright, how far away are we from Void Rift? We're 2 turns away from Void Rift, so we could probably creep. We're 1 turn away from Serial. And what is Brian at? Brian has everything. Okay, so we can start creeping forward. Not necessarily starting encounters, but or adding lots of new vision, but just start positioning more so that we're not just wasting time. Alright.
Okay, I'll go. Was ist da drüben?
You'll go up here with Brian. Commander's Avatar will also walk up here. Charlie Hicks will go over here with Jordan. Seems inefficient to have both my psionics on one side, but it's not too bad. Okay, then we Overwatch.
I'm on it. Moving to Overwatch. Moving to Overwatch. Give it fire shots. Got it covered.
So yeah, 10 enemies left to deal with. And Void Rift's not available turn after this coming turn. We should have everything else is online except for Void Rift though. Hopefully that will be enough. If we do run into an egregious pot of enemies. It might just be something stupid. Like the next encounter might be something trivial like the quad sectoids. Alright, no sight. Jordan.
Okay, yeah.
Jordan, no sight. Z.
On my way.
Z, no sight. That would be really inefficient to have you run there if you did see something. Brian. Yeah, there it is. Oh. Really? Double Berserker is it? Okay. 8 enemies remaining. Double Berserker is not what I expected there. Because, like, we can practically deal with that with just guns. Actually, Berserkers don't, like, without the additional actions from being enraged, they don't really do anything. So, like, I think we just chill back here, Overwatch, shoot them.
I'm going.
So that like they won't get enraged until like the next turn. Like they don't get the extra actions right away from enrage. So they should just like run at us and take a bunch of Overwatches, which I'm okay with. Like,
Affirmative. Covering out. Scanning a beat. Come get some. On Overwatch.
and by pulling them into us, we're basically buying an entire turn. Because we attack them now, they don't get the enrage bonus at all. Even if, like, and we probably just killed them. Like, this was, compared to the last encounter, this is like very chump. Surprised that one missed. Wow, both of our snipers missed. Hilarious. And the commander missed. He's so dodgy. Anyway, that aside. Yeah, he gets enraged in place, but he shouldn't have an action right away because he didn't have any damage at the start of his turn, and that's when you generate actions. So, whatever. He stands there looking angry. Brian shoots him in the face with a pistol. Actually, maybe somebody else shoots him. Probably want shotgun, just because it's guaranteed to one-hit kill, and I don't know if he does anything dumb when you're in melee, but I don't want to risk it.
Well, how about that?
Okay. Oh. You got hair trigger and you got implacable. Nice. We'll go and reload, and we'll just chill you here.
I'm going.
Okay. I was expecting that to be a more substantial encounter than it was. Reload. Overwatch.
On Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Back online.
Reload and Overwatch. And then we move forward next turn. And we should have basically all of our resources ready to go. So if it is something more severe than just random double berserker bullshit, we should be fine. I'm gonna keep you pistol overwatching. I want to save as many of the good reloads as I can until the boss fight. Or as many of the free reloads as I can until the boss fight. Alright. So, 4 enemies left before you get to the big bads. Normally I would say 3-3-2, but since we had an entire pot of 6 before, I don't know. Because that was definitely a single group, that was not 2 groups. And the sectopods were 4, and that was also a single group. So, as much as I would normally be inclined to be like, 3-3-2 is obviously what the enemy comp is, like, fuck if I know at this point. These squad sizes have not been consistent with what the game normally is.
No problem, boss.
Alright. So, let's have you guys go.
I guess that'll be okay.
Jordan, chill over here.
Regresamos.
Jordan doesn't see anything. Cool. Z will go up here with Walt. They'll just chill on this side. Nothing. And Commander and Charlie are the only ones who haven't moved yet. So Commander moves, Charlie moves, and we Overwatch. Seems fine.
No problem, boss.
So everything's going pretty smoothly right now. We haven't accidentally triggered multiple encounters. We dealt pretty economically with the encounters we have fought. Is that a crash? So we'll be fine. The reason why I have autosave on, and the reason why we're not actually doing an Ironman, even though I'm not changing things, even when I make mistakes. I was like, wait, is that a crash? It's a crash. Oh, XCOM. Guess it wouldn't be a final mission without a crash. Womp womp. Hopefully this is the only one though. And it's not like it's going to kick me back to like a point where there was actual RNG involved. Hopefully. It should just push me back to the turn where I was like overwatching with everybody. Come on. Alright, what you got? Where are we? Yeah, so it's the turn where we're overwatching with everybody. Or it's the turn where you move forward in Overwatch.
I'm on it.
This is the lab area. And the Muton is right there. Alright, got it.
I can handle that.
So that was just the game being weird. It wasn't an actual save scum this time. Womp womp.
Okay, I'll go.
That's the point where I'm like okay with it crashing, or at least more okay with it. When I'm not okay with it crashing is when we just had a successful turn and then it crashes and I have to reload and it kills somebody.
I can handle that. I'm on it. Affirmative. Covering now. Get some. Scanning. Bitte Feuerschutz.
Yeah. Alright. Seems you're running fine this time. So, as I was talking about before, like we have 8 enemies left. We've had pods from 2 Berserkers and 4 Sectoids, which were pretty chump, to 2 Andromedons and 4 Mutons, which was not chump. So, exactly what the remaining 8 enemies are and what type and organization they have, I have no fucking clue.
What is that? Some kind of human enclosure?
There were always reports of missing civilians years before the first invasion. Could this be them?
Maybe they had planned to use this for some sort of psychological testing.
Seems good.
Not a problem.
Creeping. Alright. You don't have any sights. Specifically, we're gonna move Jordan. Because Jordan can also move up. Not as far as anybody else. And we just fall in behind them. Haven't we got anything? Alright, cool.
No problem, boss.
Creep. Okay.
Whatever you say. Moving to Overwatch. On Overwatch. On Overwatch. I'm on it. Feuerschutz. Overwatch.
Okay, so I don't see anything.
Moving to position.
We are going to try to get elevated positions, because this is normally where there's an encounter, like on the other side of this. So I would like to have the high ground. I'd like to Obi-Wan this up, if it is possible. usually we have encounters. Can you guys get to the top at all? Not really. You guys would have to run around that way. Okay.
Position bestätigt.
Let's run you over here. That works. Okay. It's a tricky scenario because I don't want to open new sight lines, but I do want to get everybody up here. And I really don't want to use grappling hooks this early. Like grappling hooks would solve the problem, but like, would rather not burn them at this point. I think they have a cooldown, but like I don't think it's worth using that cooldown for this.
On the move.
Alright, so like you want grappling hooks to get a lot of free movement in the middle of combat. You kind of don't want grappling hooks. You don't want grappling hooks just to get like some slightly better positioning that you could get just by taking a little bit more time when you have infinite time.
Come get some. Moving to Overwatch. I'm on it.
And we're gonna move up to the edge next turn and see what's there. Yeah. So this might be a pot of 8. Within the realm of possibility. Okay. Actually want. Alright, so let's send Charles Holcomb up and see what he sees. He definitely sees something. We have 6 enemies identified. 8 enemies identified. Okay. So like, if we had skirted one side, it would have been possible to make this 2 separate encounters. We did not skirt one side, so it wasn't really going to happen. This is sectoids. We can probably mostly ignore because they're not going to try to do damage. The gatekeepers and the codexes, that is not the case. So this. And we can do things like Reaper sprint, so I'm not worried about the codex sprinting. We also have like fast hands and all kinds of shit. So like I'm not distinctly worried about the codex's splitting. What does your sword slash do? You do 12 base. You take a minor penalty every time. So like, Charles on his own could probably clear out most, if not all, of these sectoids. So like, we're not worried about that.
I'm going.
God, that's such an ass ton of enemies. Yet again, Void Rift, just because it does damage and ruptures them, is going to be our pick here. Alright, and this is where... Does he get secondaries? No, he doesn't get secondaries. Alright, this is where we're about to put on a show.
On the move.
Hopefully. So Brian can see basically the entire world. He has 100% to hit the gatekeeper and kill them, 100% to hit the codexes, 100% to hit the sectoids. Alright, face off. That was pretty efficient. Okay. There's another codex like way the hell off to the side. And Charles can clear the rest of this. So I think we just have Jordan just use a shitty nuke like a Soulfire on the other codex, because like there's no real reason to use anything like big, and there's no real reason to risk failure. And Soulfire has a low cooldown.
Den habe ich ganz sicher erwischt.
And Charles, will you do the honors of decapitating all of the remaining sectoids?
Impressed yet?
And he gets reduced damage, but it literally doesn't matter because these guys have like fucking 2 hit points. So.
You know that was good.
Did you see that one?
That's all enemies. There's the gate. Does it port us straight to the final encounter? That would be annoying. We haven't burned that many cooldowns though. Oh, we did. We burned Reaper Sprint on Charles, but we shouldn't need that right away. Void Rift on one Psionic and Rift on the Commander, which we also shouldn't need right away. We still have Dominates, and we still have Mind Control. So even though it's porting us straight to the final boss encounter, it shouldn't be a problem. It's annoying that it does that. Like, I understand why it did it specific, so you couldn't like walk into the final boss encounter with like 14 people, just like shove your dick in the bad guy's face, but like it's annoying that it just instantly ports you as soon as the encounter's over. It's like it reminds me of like a designer giving up. Like they're just breaking what they've established so far just for the hell of it, just because they couldn't find a better solution.
One problem at a time, Doctor.
Okay, so I have to kill 3 avatars, I believe, unless they change this as well. I don't think they would have changed this. We have dropped 3 avatars. Hopefully we can dig up some Archons in this fight to mind control, because Blazing Pinions can keep those side encounters busy for a very long time.
I'm going.
The game is going to be generous and just let us chill in Overwatch here, I think. I'm okay with.
Whatever you say.
Yeah.
If you say so.
Wird schon nichts passieren.
So do
Sure thing.
we'll do 1 Ranger, 1 Sniper, 1 Psi going on each side of this tower.
On your order.
We'll Overwatch in this position, we'll stack up next turn. That'll give us time to get like some time on our cooldowns that we burned in that last encounter. It's like the game is punishing us for ending that encounter too efficiently. Alright, so stack. Stack, no sight. Z. Stack. Or that's Charles. Z is behind him. Alright, but anyway. So Z will just stand out here though, because that was a slight mispositioning, but it's fine. So we have no sight, all good. So we haven't triggered anything.
I guess that'll be okay.
Was ist da drüben?
Jordan will tuck in behind him, and Brian will just chill, as will the commander. We'll be right behind him. And we'll Overwatch for a turn. We'll see what happens. If they don't come towards us, we'll just go around this, which will probably be an encounter.
Go get some. Moving Overwatch. Affirmative. Come here now. Got it covered. Come get some.
Hier ist etwas.
Okay. Yep, they're aliens. I suspect they're aliens. That would be a thing.
So many lives risked to bring you back to them, Commander. And for what?
Let's let this play out just so it doesn't like spaz out and crash. So, weirdly enough, Sniper might have the least relevant positioning because of squad sight and because...
What's over there?
Because of squad sight and because he can move and still do normal sniper stuff.
Moving to position.
And Brian, of course, is pistol based. There we go. There's our mind slaves. Okay. Let's see if we can grab these two Archons real quick.
Though I find the possibilities proposed by the creature intriguing, I believe we have passed the point of rational discourse.
We didn't come here to talk.
Yeah. Take it down.
Your persistence is admirable, but tired. It is time to accept the path laid out before you.
Give us some friends. Permanently mind controlled, which will be super useful. Jordan should also be able to grab one. Make sure he has positioning. Yeah, this should be a good position. Got it. Okay. 90%. I believe in you, Jordan. Nailed it. Okay. So... let's see where he goes. Wow, he went way the fuck back there. Okay, let's...
Seems doable.
Can't get up here. Okay, so that avatar is just in La La Land. There's not really much we can do about it. Whoop.
Let's rock.
Does Walter have shot? Walter does have shot. It's only at 58%. I don't really have a way to get that better. I guess I could grapple up. Doesn't matter. Fucking nails it.
Nothing to fear.
Alright, Brian, yell at Charlie to take another action. Charlie's action will be to give... if we give Z 3 actions, where can Z go? This guy's like way the fuck over there. Z can go all the way over here. Can you grapple from this position? So Z could grapple from this position. I think if we give Z 3 actions, he can auto-kill him. Okay. Because obviously the Avatar can't do anything about this sword. Can you... doesn't even need 3 actions. He can just get there with a grapple. Awesome. This is why grapples are broken. Because, like, that is an insane distance to be able to just run up to somebody and do 12 damage.
What did you expect?
And we're going to implacable you more towards the center. That was a dumb chain of like, give an action, give an action, give an action. Charlie Hicks, we do want to go more towards the center. We ideally want Walter on the center platform because that gives him the best position to knock to use like squad sight sniper shots to knock the Avatar out of position no matter where it is in the arena. But we'll have to do that next turn. Charles is also going to get centrally located, and we're going to send the Archons after whatever gates enemies spawn out of. That is trip codexes. That is fascinating. Do we get more worried about the Avatar? Do we have one? If we have an Avatar, we're just going to gun for him and just distract the codexes. Not even a little worried about that. No. Alright. Okay, so. So we're kind of in a holding pattern until the Avatar shows up, probably next turn. Codexes, we kind of have to do something about, unfortunately. Like, I would like to just leave them there, but codexes are annoying, they can teleport and shit. Just 100% mind control one of them for a minute. Alright, we're gonna run and gun and hope we just, like, kill this codex with a critical. Odds of killing her with a critical are pretty high, though. %. Nails it. So he gets out of the AoE, he's untouchable, so we don't even care if he successfully gets cover. We just need to get him into a position to be useful next turn. Alright, Brian.
Going up.
Alright, we are going to use this to get you elevated. Oh, you can pop that chrysalid. I don't care about that crystal, though.
Heading out. Target eliminated.
Okay. Z can take infinite chrysalids. Because he automatically hits and kills them. So, like, Z just stands here and is like, I dare you. While the rest of the team just gets in position for the Avatar to come out. Okay. Can Walter get all the way up here right now? Can't.
Copy that.
Don't need him to get up there that turn, though. Alright, what do we got? Jordan, we also want to be a lot more centrally located. Okay. And the reason we're doing the Blazing Pinions on the Codex is because our mind control over it is very much temporary. So, it taking damage is not really a problem for us. What is this? There's the Avatar. Alright, Avatar did spawn in. Still mind controlled. Avatar double Archon Muton. That's a fun combo. This also looks like this is going to be a great target for a Void Rift. Yeah, this is what threw me off, was like apparently attacks also trigger Blade Storm. Like it's not just movement. That's why I just had him literally stand next to them. Right, because like that's the reason why I was like, I can literally stand next to them, and even if all they do is try to attack, they still can't kill them. So we have some more chrysalids. Again, you could literally handle infinite, but they also don't really move fast enough for us to care. Okay. Where is... Commander's Avatar can throw a Super Rift over there. Which will trigger a jump from the Avatar. It will trigger a jump from the Avatar, it'll do damage to everybody else. It'll also put an AoE that'll do damage to everybody around it. We can Blazing Pinions on top of it. Yada yada yada. Everything we need. That is the perfect position for him to go. Alright. No, fuck. That's not where I meant to target that. Oh well. And we can't just have Z literally run past these chrysalids. Run straight past every chrysalid over there and just decapitate the fucking Archon, because the Archon, like, Z can't fail. Okay, so like he is definitely our pick for this one. Oh, no, that was the Vandal. 100%. Seems good. Run straight past all the chrysalids. The chrysalids are like, but. But, sir. Alright, he teleports back to here. We should be able to get... Can Jordan get him for a shitty nuke? You can shoot this Muton, I don't care. There's Walter. Alright, let's get Walter a nice elevated position and see if he can land this. Alright. Where is Avatar? There he is, 84%. Do we do Serial? I think we do Serial just to reduce potential problems. Okay. Got it. And then we just keep going, start with 100% and work our way down.
Check it before you get close. Ready to rock.
Free reload. And we're just gonna literally knock out as many of them as we can with Serial right now.
I got it, right?
To reduce potential problems later.
It's dead. It has to be dead. Oh, I definitely got that one. We're green to go. That's it.
64% for the Muton. Nails him.
I got it, right?
Okay, so I don't think there's any enemies left on the map, but I do want to grab this Codex and shoot her in the back of the head with Charles, because it's a Codex and we don't have permanent mind control over it. Or at least I don't think we, like, the commander's mind control, if memory serves, is temporary, which is kind of annoying if you don't realize it. Sorry.
You know that was good.
Or at least, like, it has been in previous versions, and I don't feel like messing around with it.
Covering now. Give it fire shots. Scanning.
Yeah, one more avatar to go. So far, we've been able to pretty efficiently deal with problems. Fascinating.
Deflection.
So far, Z has just been like the hero of this. Codexes, this detonates. Things blow up. Explosions! Codexes run out. Okay, so we have a giant pile of mutons. Where are our psionics? Because what we really need for these mutons is we need a void rift. Like, we need to get some good, like, secondaries on it. Wait, what's going on? Alright, there it is. We have one all the way up top. These two. So this will knock one out, put it into suit. We don't care about suit. Suit is melee only. We can just stay away from it. If we get something like a mind control on the other fresh one, we should be good. Ruptured. Andromeda is mind controlled. So we did get a mind control on it, which is pretty sexy. We have mind control, we have suit, which means all Brian has to do our pistol. All Brian has to do is get rid of this guy.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Probably gonna have to fan the hammer on that one because that was a bad miss. But if Brian gets rid of this guy, we have a bunch of melee dudes and a mind control dude. There we go. So they're just gonna fuck around with each other in the middle of nowhere and not do anything. That was dealt with. Z has Reaper ready. Charles is not anywhere near sword distance, but he does have a grappling hook. So we might be able to do something with that. Let's see, Commander's Avatar. We can throw a lance. Fortunately, a lance is not going to hit many of them, so it's probably not worth it. Where's Jordan? I'm trying to see if Jordan can get anything useful. What did I do? What, did not free? There it is. Can we get two? We can get two. And we can get secondaries on it, which is even more important. Because we have Reapers, so we're not as worried about sprinting, about them splitting. And if we get some good secondaries, we could remove them as a factor. Or just wipe them out, actually. Well, no, I don't think we wipe them out. I think it has to be like, I think it would have to be like max damage. But like,
I definitely got that one.
okay, so dude, I don't care about you or you. Don't care about you. This is positioning a little sad. Oh, dude. First one will kill without splitting because can't not kill without splitting. Second one might die without splitting. That would be super helpful. No, not where I want you to stand. Okay, there's your target. Stand. Ah, fuck it. Close enough. He doesn't kill it. He does split it. What else we got? Commander's avatar. Summoning codex is really annoying because it gets kind of tedious. Let's just see if he can nail it. No, he misses. Well, we can disable his codex with, like, literally anything if we... Alright. Can you grapple... You can grapple up here? Because Charles, if he can run and gun... He can't. He just has to get within sight to shoot it. Because if he can get within sight to shoot it, he will automatically kill it. Which he can't. I don't have another way to get him more movement, unfortunately. Alright. Yes, the Archon. We'll just go over here and chill with the party. We have a lot of temporary mind control, but I'm hoping it won't matter because this...
Covering now.
His avatar? That looked like an avatar.
We've got Advent here.
Still mind controlled. Yep, that's the avatar. Alright. Hopefully we ended this turn. I'm hoping that when the Codex tries to do anything, Z just blade storms it, because that would be super helpful. Nope, he doesn't try to blade storm the teleport. Alright, so it drops the all of your weapons overheat on like 2 people. That's not... that's fine. Don't even begin to give a shit about that. These guys go beat up their friend who got mind controlled. Or try to. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I was like, we only need one of these Void Rifts to be a mind control, and then we could just disable the other 2, and then they just go around punching this idiot. They don't really do anything. Okay, so Charles is out of ammo. Who's the other guy's out of ammo? I think it's Jordan. So... where is the avatar? There he is. Where is our avatar? Okay, let's go ahead and do this, because just in case we don't kill him this turn, let's just have a Blazing Pinions up so the mutons will have something to do other than attack our dudes. Okay. Commander's avatar can go all the way over here. I think we can null lance him from here. That's the goal. Null lances have stupid distance. Is it? Oh, it's just short. Alright. Although, Charlie Hicks can be a hero.
I'm going.
Because Charlie Hicks can definitely land a null lance. Alright, where...
I pierce
Oh, he also could have shot him with a rifle. Completely forgot about that. The rifle auto hit psionics. Sure, 255% on the avatar. Let's see what you got. Miss. Rapid fire. That one does get it. 3 health. Where does he go? Is that next to Z? That is probably next to Z. It seems appropriate, given how this encounter has gone, to have Z finish it. Or it seems appropriate for the game to, for some baffling reason, auto-target a friendly. Thanks, game. Like, no, I didn't want to kill the Mind Slave, but you know. Okay, let's make sure we're on the Avatar this time. Hey, 100% hit chance. This should just knock him out. There we go. Okay.
Well, how about that?
That should be it.
Without the Elder stabilizing the psionic network, everything's going haywire. That gate's not gonna hold much longer.
You heard her! Move! Shen, tell me you've got a plan B here. Nice work.
Was it anything on my end? This shouldn't even be possible. Unless...
Commander, whatever it is you're doing is working.
Just make sure you save enough juice for your own trip home.
Commander, you okay? We just lost contact.
What the hell is happening here, Doctor? It's the Elders. They're overwhelming our link, enveloping the Commander's consciousness.
Then sever the connection!
we do that, we risk a complete overload.
We will reclaim what was given. We will be whole once more. No! Your victory here means the end for all others. It will follow you.
That is weird. It's just like tries to make the commander out to be a hero, but you're just some like dipshit managing a super underfunded agency in like all other XCOMs. Like you're some like random bureaucrat. They're like, all right, you're in charge. We literally have no idea what to do. Go nuts. And here they're like, no, you're some epic hero savior of humanity. It's like, nah, I'm just a dude, man.
Commander.
This is the Liberation Network broadcasting on all frequencies. Advent is in full retreat across all areas.
Heavy fighting continues in the city's centers as Advent forces attempt to regroup.
We're barely keeping up with the flood of refugees here, as people continue to desert the Advent-controlled city centers.
Full curfew remains in effect as the administration deals with the ongoing crisis.
To all of you in the occupied zones, hold your ground. Continue the fight. We promise you, help is on the way.
God, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, fuck me. Are they doing a Terror from the Deep for this game? Because that would be awful. Because, God, that game was shit. Ooh, guess it's the War of the Chosen cutscene.
Next, we finally come in from the cold.
Brothers and sisters, welcome home.
With the psionic network down, the core is even stronger.
Gather everyone. Our time is short. We won but a battle. Now the real war begins.
Okay, so missions 150, missions lost 3, flawless missions 26, aliens killed 845, soldiers lost 5? Where the fuck is that number from? That's got to be like mind controlled. Successful shot percentage 85%, average turns left on mission timers 3.53. Chosen killed 3. Days the first chosen kill 126. We were way faster than everybody else apparently. Kills by faction heroes, 48. Way lower on that one because we didn't use them that much. Global ability points earned, way lower. Covert actions completed, we were way lower. Number of level 3 soldier bonds, 2. Breakthroughs researched. Soldiers who saw action 37. Days of first colonel 159, so we're about average. So various like rated. Alright. Seems fine. So, I guess it's time to give some thoughts on War of the Chosen, because we've gone through the entire game. I've played through XCOM2 multiple times. My reflexive thought on War of the Chosen is that it is a dramatic improvement to the base XCOM2 game. And, like, we kind of have to look back at some of the older XCOM games to realize why that's my initial thought. If we look at... Actually, let's load this real quick. It'll be easier to show. But if we go back to a lot of the older XCOM games, it wasn't just the tactical that was like the big selling point. In the very first XCOM game, you had to build a base. The base could get assaulted by aliens. You had to manage all your resources. You had to manage like radars and stuff like that. You also had to do research, but like if you did too much wanton destruction on missions, you would destroy a lot of stuff that you needed for research. So you had to strike this balance of like, you need UFO power sources. You can't just throw grenades in the alien ship or shoot missiles in it. So it was like tactical and strategic, and they kind of meshed together. Like the stuff that you needed tactically, you could see on the tactical map. It wasn't some like anomalous plot MacGuffin. And that was like and that carried over to Enemy Within. Like the UFO power sources, the alien nav computers, you could see that on the bridge of the alien spaceship, and if you destroyed them, you didn't get to use them. And base building was still a thing, and managing country panic was huge. In the base XCOM2, the base building is kind of insubstantial, and War of the Chosen isn't that much better. Like, put this base building whatsoever. There was no strategy. We just dug till we hit power coils, put them and built whatever we needed, and that was it. The strategic map, you kind of end up in the same scenario. Like, there was no strategy. It was like, we're gonna go towards black sites, and that's pretty much it. Where, like, you can't control where you start like you could in all previous XCOMs. Not only can you not control where you start, but like you don't even control what bonuses they have. Like, the bonuses are random, so even if you could control where you started, it wouldn't matter. So like, starting position in the base XCOM2 didn't affect anything. It doesn't really affect that much in this game. So the problem was that the base XCOM2 game felt very shallow. It was a bunch of tactical missions that were kind of strung together but didn't have a solid foundation strategically. Like, the strategic map, especially in the base XCOM2, you could do all of the things. Like, you didn't have to like pick and choose different things to scan. You could do everything. Like, there was no real choice there. The base building, there was no real choice. There wasn't anything on missions that directly affected your strategic picture. Like, it wasn't like you needed to all previous XCOM games, you could steal alien weaponry and basically try to jump tiers in the tech tree by using that stolen weaponry. This is like the first game that I can remember that you can't do that. Like, in the original XCOM, you could just grab heavy plasmas off the ground and be like, fuck it, I'm gonna dump some scientists into this. It's gonna take a while, but like, once it's done, we have heavy plasma. Like, we have N-tier weapons. You could do the same thing in Enemy Within if you tased enemies and stole their weapons instead of killing them, which was very risky, and you'd spend a lot of time researching them, but you jump straight over lasers to endgame plasmas. This game, you can't do that at all. So like, you don't even have like any of these weird, fun, esoteric research branches you can do. And this was one of the big areas where I felt like XCOM 2 let itself down. In addition to the base XCOM 2 having a lot of very samey missions that all had obnoxious time limits, there wasn't really a lot to do strategically that made a difference. It made every game feel kind of samey because there wasn't a lot of strategy to how you're building your base. There was no strategy to how you're building up XCOM. War of the Chosen changes a bit of that. You do actually have to make choices about what to scan, generally speaking. Like, during this playthrough, I was never able to scan everything at once. You also have enough RNG strategically and making strategic decisions, like through the eyes, or between the eyes. Like, between the eyes dramatically change how we approach encounters. The increased will recovery also probably changed, like, I'm not sure how much, but we had that active for almost the whole game. That probably changed how fast we were able to level people up, how fast we were able to keep people in the field after missions. So there's a lot of potential to change up how the game plays from playthrough to playthrough that you just didn't have in the base game. So that I like. I also like the exhaustion mechanic, which forces you, like, you can't just like power level a handful of gods. You have to balance your soldiers a lot, which also gives you a fallback if you get a team wipe. You get a team wipe, you still have your B team. They're not the best, but you're at least not completely screwed. So, and then of course you have the Chosen themselves are more like I'll give them crap, but they were actually pretty fun. Because unlike a lot of the alien hunters, the original alien hunters, when it drops them on you, it's just like, here's an alien hunter, and like, it doesn't tell you anything about what it does. So when you walk up to it to get a shot, the alien hunter just shoots you and you're dead. Whereas here, it's like, here's what the Chosen is, here's all of its special abilities, here's its benefits and its drawbacks. And that's like, so it's like, it shows the difference in the quality between the alien hunters, which was kind of crappy and tacked on to some extent, versus like the Chosen, which is a much better thought out system where you're giving the player the opportunity to make meaningful decisions. So I guess you could say a lot of my problems are solved. Like, I would still, if they're doing an XCOM 3, I would still like to see the base building be something more than this. I still want to see like ways to jump tech tree stuff, because that's just been an XCOM tradition, and like, it's weird to have a game where you can't jump over the mid-tier weapons. And I want a game where your starting position on the map matters, right? Like, where your starting position on the map is relevant, where there are legitimate strategies around starting in different locations. Because if you've never played the original XCOM, like the very, very first one, you could be like, I'm going to put my base dead center of Antarctica. And you would fight a lot of missions on the ice, and it turns out the penguins would be grateful, but they didn't have a lot of money, so you would go bankrupt very quickly. And And so like the game will just let you make this dumb YOLO decision where you have to build another base somewhere that's relevant incredibly fast, or you just lose. So as much as I'm okay with the game not letting you make dumb YOLO decisions, this is kind of in the exact opposite. Like the decisions you're making as far as where you're moving in the map kind of don't matter. Like you just move towards black sites. And getting continent bonuses for income, like you don't need that much money, strictly speaking, to really get going. So like I never found myself rushing for continent bonuses like, oh my god, I need cash. Yeah. Yeah, I would broadly agree, Brian. Because you have like chosen weapons and bonds and like, yeah, like your A team, as you saw from that encounter, our A team was just god fucking people. But the mid game does get more interesting and more challenging. The early game also, like, the early game starts off slower, but it can be more challenging because of course you have exhaustion, so you can't just power level. So you don't have all of the like fallbacks that you do, and you don't have all the fallbacks that you do if you're just power leveling a handful of guys. Because like in XCOM2, if you just blaze through the first like 4 missions and don't get anybody wounded, which is entirely possible, you have a team that can. Yeah, you can snowball that into just victory after victory after victory and just stomp your way through the game. On the other hand, if you start running into major problems, like a lot of people start getting wounded early, yeah, like the Avatar project timer does kind of become meaningless with the resistance ring because you can just keep launching the missions to curve that. But like the Avatar project timer was also like a weird, I don't know, like I still do not like it as a lose condition. Like, I liked the you have to keep countries happy, and if they pull their funding, you're out from previous games. Or if your base gets assaulted, you're out. Which you kind of have a base assault in this mission, but in this game, but not really. Like the base assault in this is very generous, as is the base assault in Enemy Within. Like, it's almost impossible to fail those. It's not like the original XCOM where it's like, it's a base assault. A bunch of ethereals and sectopods are in your base with blaster launchers. Like, Jesus Christ, we're all dead. So, but yeah, like, if they keep the things I really liked about this game, the tactical system felt very fluid. Like, they had definitely streamlined the hell out of it. The soldier customization system was awesome. I like 10 out of 10. I love the idea to make a soldier pool. The propaganda photos are fun. Like, I didn't really use them that much, but it's like, I didn't use them that much, but like the propaganda photos are a fun little touch. Like, if it's between propaganda photos and character creators or a much more robust like strategic system, I would much rather have the more robust strategic system because that gives you a lot more replay. Like, it gives you the ability to. What do you do in the commander's office? I've never even been up here. View objectives, event report. Okay, so it doesn't do anything. Just like random room. But yeah, that's my general thoughts on like how War of the Chosen stacks up in the XCOM series. I think it's better than the base game XCOM2. I'm not sure if it. I'm trying to debate if it's like as good as Enemy Within, because like Enemy Within was a really good game, had a lot of replayability. There's a lot of strategy, both strategically and tactically, all the good stuff. On the other hand, Enemy Within was also had the same problem this game has in that it's kind of broken as fuck at points. Like, you can make absolute god tier assaults in that game that are just completely unstoppable. So like, War of the Chosen and Enemy Within are at least comparable games, whereas XCOM2 and Enemy Within were not comparable games. Like, XCOM2 is just missing so much that it wasn't really up to the same standard, in my opinion. And when I brought some of these complaints up to people, they thought it was just like the game was just hard. It's like, I'm gonna probably bruise some egos here, but there are a lot of fallbacks in the base XCOM 2 and in War of the Chosen. Like, if you notice, even the playthrough where we got dumpstered, like, we were running missions mid-game with 4 rookies and we were still winning. Like, XCOM 2 is not as hard as a lot of people make it out to be. It's more charitable than Enemy Within in some respects. It's way more charitable than any of the original games. War of the Chosen even gives you better recovery methods because you have more ways to recruit and train people outside of missions. So like War of the Chosen gives you even more of a safety blanket, which like it's positive. Like, I don't think the game has to be punishingly difficult and give you no recovery, so you're in the dead man walking syndrome that you could get in other XCOMs, where you have no hope of success, but like the game hasn't technically ended. So like I do think it's good to have those recovery mechanisms in the game, but yeah, like I do think people overhype how difficult this game is in general. It's difficult, but like, it's not like as far as the XCOM spectrum, this would be on the lower end. But in general, yeah, that's what I would like to see out of future XCOMs. Those are the things I liked, things that I thought they would bring, that I would like to see brought back, some other things that I would like to see change going forward. But overall, yeah, it was a fun game. I liked it. So, hope you all enjoy this playthrough. Have a good night, ladies.